Okay, what's up, guys? Hello, we are live and in the building. I am live on the TikTok and live on the YouTube. What is happening? Good to see some people popping into the chat. What is up, Shark Boy? I see you, man. And Derpy Vids, what's up? Hello. Good to see you guys. All my TikTok people, yes, it's Mando Monday. It's like my every week holiday, man. And I'm excited because today's really big. We got a lot of fun people that are going to be popping into the stream today as far as guests. I'm not the only Mando. And I'm not the only Mando cosplayer that does some really amazing work in terms of DinDjarin Mando himself. So today's going to be really fun. I have a few guests that'll be popping in. And some may be coming a little later. I think one of our guests is just be like a few minutes behind. And I think a couple people are just trying to figure out how to click on the stream link. So, yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we should have a few more people popping in here in just a few minutes. I've been waiting for 20 minutes for this. Nice. Well, you shall wait no longer. Sorry, I started like a couple minutes late. But nonetheless, we are here, man. Derpy Vid, you got to see this. Yeah, man, it's going to be really fun. Same, man, same. I love the fact you guys have been waiting, man. Do I want some frog McNuggets? I don't know about frog McNuggets. Maybe Grogu does, but I don't think I'll do that. Hey, what's up, man? I see my boy. Oh, did I send him an invite? I think I did. I totally just sent them an invite. My bad. I'm like streaming on YouTube, so I probably won't be able to have any guests on TikTok. But if you want to come and hang out with us on YouTube, yes, please, definitely. I'd love to chat, man. I saw on my links you were live. Yes, I am live on YouTube, live on TikTok. We got a lot of guests that are going to be popping into the stream today. It should be really fun. So I'm just checking in on a few other people to make sure they're able to pop in. They should be here in just a few minutes, so we'll give them a little more time. Erica, I see you. What's up, girl? I'm live on YouTube as well. I am live on YouTube as well, so feel free to pop in and come and say hello. So before I get started with bringing folks in, I'm still going to give them a little more time to hop into the chat. So I have a couple announcements for the channel. So updates, memberships are live on the channel. Memberships are live. There are 3 different memberships. So this and just look through them, see what's most fitting for you, if that's something you guys are interested in. I've been asked about it a few times by a couple of you guys. So I was like, hey, now that I'm eligible to do that, why not make it a thing? So we do have those on there. The first one is like, what is it called? The Gunslinger, which is like level 1. And then level 2 is the Bounty Hunter. And then the level 3 is the Buckethead status. Now, they all vary in different prices, and they all vary in terms of, the perks that you get with each membership. But if you guys are interested, and if you guys want to support me, that's another way that you can here on the channel. So I want to let you all know they are live. And there is no pressure coming from my end. This is really for those of you guys who really want to connect on a deeper level. If you really want to support the channel, this is another way that you can do that. Mandalorian's already here. I see a few people. I just didn't scroll down. My bad. So now I see that there's other guests there. I feel like such a dork. Anyway, so yeah, those are there. But look through and see which ones are best for you. So there's no pressure coming from me on that, but it's really for those who want to support and are looking for like those extra perks with the channel. Other than that, another announcement before we bring in guests is Disney Plus Day. The watch party on the channel is going to be on the 12th of this month. So guys, I'm super excited. Obviously, we already got our trailer for the Book of Boba Fett, which we're all excited about. But then, we're also looking forward to Obi-Wan Kenobi and a couple other things that are going to be coming with that. So, yeah, watch party on the 12th is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see a lot of you guys there. So, yeah, definitely mark your calendars just for that. I don't know the time frame. At least I don't think they've released anything for it. As far as what I know, it's going to be on Disney Plus. And I don't know if it's going to be a thing that's on the internet, if that makes sense. So I'll figure it out. I mean, we only got like a couple more days, so I'll try to figure that out tonight if they have more details on that. But as far as I know, I think it's a pre-recorded thing that's going to be on Disney Plus. So we'll do a watch party style of that and kind of geek out with everything that's there. And I also have a Discord. I have a new Discord link. Why don't I post that here in the chat really quick so you guys can have access to it. I know there's a few of you guys that follow my other one. Don't follow that one. It's crap. This one's like way better. And it's more organized. I say that. The other one, I kind of just put it together, and Erica knows what I'm talking about. So I'll post that in the chat. You guys are free to, follow me there. If you're on Discord, come and hang out. And I kind of like to keep it lo-fi there where we're just kind of hanging out. So other than that, I have guests that I need to bring in. Enough about me, man. There's more than one Mando. This is starting to feel like Spider-Verse. So let me go ahead and pop my guests in. Let's bring everybody in, man. Hello, what's going on, guys?
How's it going?
Look at all these handsome gentlemen. Oh my gosh. Good to see you all, man. So what we're gonna do, let's do introductions first. So we'll start with Daniel. Go ahead and introduce yourself. What do you do and where can people find you?
All right, so pretty much TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You mean just talking about regular job work, like get to know me?
I mean, hey man, if you want this is your time, man. Absolutely. But I mean, yeah, you can talk about your job work and then also creatively, like, what when people come to your page, kind of what can they expect?
Gotcha. So last couple of years I've been working for Disney and Universal in Florida.
Holy.
Yeah, like attractions and entertainment and stuff like that.
Okay.
And pretty much with the whole COVID thing, I started getting on TikTok, and I've always done Star-Lord, hence the sideburns.
Yeah.
And just having fun, making people laugh and enjoy themselves during COVID. And then I just kind of went from there and kept going, and I love doing it.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, and dude, you've got the look for both. It's so strange. Like I can see Pedro, and then I can also see Star-Lord. I'm like, it's so conflicting, but I love it. So
I'm rolling. Awesome. I didn't see Pedro Pascal. I've always gone with Chris Pratt. But then when I started doing those videos, everyone's like, "You could do Mando," and I'm like, "Okay, right. It's fun. I like him. He's cool."
That's awesome, man. That's so cool, man. Thanks for sharing. Let's go with the bro. Mandalorian, man. Introduce yourself. And where can people find you and what do you do?
I'm Mandalorian. You can find me on TikTok mostly. I don't really do my cosplay stuff on my other social medias. But yeah, I'm a Mandalorian cosplayer, and I build the kits too. If anybody's interested in tutorials or buying those kind of kits.
Heck yeah, man. Please go check out all of these guys because I'm going to share all of you guys' pages in the stream. They're all amazing, and I'm very happy. Very, very, very excited to have you all here. So let's go with Dak, the man. What's up, dude?
How's it going, everybody? How are you guys?
Very good.
My handle's DinDjarin. I kind of was a play on words when I first started it, but my actual name's Dakota, and I'm up in New York, Buffalo, New York. So and I actually never did a cosplay before up until DinDjarin. So I kind of was like, I wanted to do Boba Fett up until like when I was really little. I wanted to do Boba Fett.
Yeah. And
never really got the chance to. And his armor was super expensive. And I dove into Din hoping it was less expensive, but it wasn't. So I was like, so Boba's coming now. And, but I mean, it's all about like perfecting it to me. So like I had like 3 different suits and I saw it and I was like, oh, this one's accurate. And then I would see guys like Mandalorian who they got some pretty accurate, and I was like, all right, I gotta step up my game. I gotta make some upgrades. So I went through like 3 sets. So you guys can find me on Instagram and TikTok mostly.
Very cool, man. That's happened to me multiple times on all of you guys' pages. I'll be scrolling through my FYP and I see all of you, and I'm like, damn, they look pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. These guys look good, man. And Mandalorian, I can't tell you how many times I have just laughed out loud. There was one video he did where it was about like Ryan Reynolds. He had like a oh man, I got some good laughs. So please go follow all of these amazing people. They do some good stuff. So let's jump into questions, man. So the way I'll do it, I'll ask the question, and I will answer last. So I want you guys to kind of go first, and kind of you guys to these folks here in the stream. They hear me talk all the time. I want this to be about you guys. So first question is for the group. What is your early memory of becoming a Star Wars fan? So let's have Dakota. Why don't you start it off, man? What's your early memory of becoming a Star Wars fan?
I can't really give you one. I mean, I grew up, and my dad, my father kind of like was into all this Marvel, all like Star Wars, everything.
Yep.
And he grew up collecting original comic books and sleeving them, and like he's got all the originals and stuff like that. So I was born into this, like raised into it. So
man,
his originals were the originals are for the older guy. My originals were the prequels.
Yeah.
So I grew up watching those, and I fell in love with Star Wars when I was at a young age, and it kind of skyrocketed into out of control. So
yeah, it's become a way of life, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Mandalorian, what was an early moment for you when you kind of became a Star Wars fan?
I think I might be the elder of the ones here. One of my earliest memories, we would always have a Christmas at my uncle's, and it must have been right whenever Return of the Jedi first came out.
Wow.
That's how old I am. But they just kind of left it playing on the TV while we played with our new Christmas toys when we were like 4 or 5.
Yep.
But seeing Boba Fett, like whenever he flies over and lands, gets a stupid concussion and whatnot.
Yeah.
That looks so freaking cool. like even that young, I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then, of course, he has the embarrassing death, and then it burps. And I remember my brother grabbing my shoulders and burping in my face. Like, at the same time. So, like, that memory really sticks with me.
Yeah.
But, like, I instantly felt in love with that look. I didn't even know it was.
Thank you for sharing that, man, because, I mean, I'm telling you, that's a very understandable memory and way to become a Star Wars fan is with Boba Fett of all characters. You know, he was the best thing that came out of the holiday special. You know, so and how cool is it? I mean, and Mandalorian, I'm sure you can agree with this statement. Like, for Star Wars fans, you've probably been waiting years for this moment for Boba Fett. You know, so we actually get some character development, you know, with this character, which is pretty cool. So thanks for sharing, man. Thank you. Daniel, what about you, man? What would you say is like an early moment where you first became a Star Wars fan?
So I can actually tell you when I first found out what at that time a Star Wars was. When I was little, at Burger King had all those Phantom Menace toys.
Ooh,
remember that?
Yeah. So did Taco Bell too.
Oh, you know what? That's right. I think it was Taco Bell. Never mind. I just remember I have the Anakin and his pod racer, that helmet, like the face. And I was with my brother and sister, and I'm like, what is this? And they're like, it's Star Wars. And we went to an arcade, and do you remember that pod racing game?
Yeah. I have it on the Switch. I do.
Okay, yeah. So that was the first time, because they never showed me Star Wars. My siblings are like 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
So
Daniel, is that the one on the 64?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Right? So I watched them play the game at the arcade, and I'm like, I want to see this. So they took me to the theater, and I saw that. And then my dad was all like, well, if he already watched 1, don't have him watch 4, 5, 6. Just, this isn't normal, but we'll let him watch it. So then I watched Attack of the Clones, and I'm like, okay. And my dad's like, the others were better. And then Revenge of the Sith, and I'm like, this is amazing. I freaking love this. So then when I actually watched 4, 5, 6, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's not the normal way, but I kind of appreciate it that way.
Hey, everybody has their way where they've come into, you know, the world of Star Wars, man. And by the way, all my TikTok people, I am live on YouTube. We have a lot of tremendous guests from TikTok that are on the stream right now. It is Mando Monday, so be sure to come and join us. And if you guys have questions for them, same for everyone in my chat. I'm going to check in you guys here in a minute. If you have questions for any of our guests, please feel free to throw them out. So I'll answer this question. And I always ask the questions and always forget what the hell I was asking. Anyway, what was an early moment of becoming a Star Wars fan? I was a prequels kid too. I was a prequels kid, but I remember my first experience was like movies being passed down like from my uncle and my dad, VHS, because they grew up in the 70s, and they, seen the original movies. I didn't, so VHS was my first experience, and that was kind of passed down. And then, I remember, man, Taco Bell promotion with the prequels was insane. Taco Bell and Pizza Hut. So like all the, collector's cups and toys, like I vividly remember all this stuff. And I don't know, man, I just remember really loving Revenge of the Sith because it brought everything full circle. So it was like, okay, now you have to go back and watch the original trilogy because it was like, it just brought everything full circle, and I love that. So that's a memory, of my childhood. And remember when I went for the prequels, you guys remember we used to have like midnight releases. I don't know if they still do that in some places, but things have changed where most movie theaters, I don't think they usually the first premiere is like on a Thursday, which is like sometimes like a matinee time when they release it. So, but back in the day, we used to have midnight releases, so we would stay up and just get hyped, So I remember this vividly for the prequel time, man. It was interesting time. So that's my memory, man.
That was more of a video game thing for me than it was for.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Waiting at GameStop, and there's a line of 30 people.
Like the Halo 3 release.
Oh
man,
man,
one. That was a big waiting one.
Yeah. Do they still do that for video games these days, like midnight release?
Everything's so digital, so I don't.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's like you could stay up in your own house, I guess. But,
yeah.
Man, but it's still not the same. It's not the same.
No. It's
we gotta say hi to my boy JC Entertainment. Super chat. What are all of your favorite Star Wars movies of all time? Also, bless you and your families. Hey, thanks, man. We appreciate that. Let's kick that off really quick. Mandalorian, why don't you? I'll let you start with that one.
Oh, that's easy. Empire Strikes Back. No question about it.
Which one was it?
Empire Strikes Back.
Ooh.
Like, no question about it.
It's a dark film, isn't it?
Yes.
it really is.
And the ending, I remember the first time I saw it, like, it was unexpected. I was like, why are the credits going?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
So,
oh, man.
Yeah, I loved it. The introduction of the bounty hunters, just all of it. It's a beautiful film.
Yoda. Oh, man. Damn, yeah. Empire Strikes Back was great. Dakota, what about you, man? What's your favorite?
I think I'm gonna follow Mandalorian on the
Empire. Okay.
I think I'm gonna follow him. It's a close second with Revenge of the Sith.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's a close second, but
okay.
And that film holds a special place in my heart because I grew up with those ones.
Yeah,
but there's no topping Empire Strikes Back. There's not.
It's such a dark film when I look back on it. I'm like, like as a kid, you're like, oh, it's so fun. You love Luke Skywalker, but when you look back, you're like, this shit was pretty dark. It was really dark.
I always grew up hating Luke Skywalker. I never liked Luke Skywalker.
Really?
I hated him. I still don't like him, but I'm a bounty hunter guy all the way.
Okay. I can respect that. Man, Daniel, what about you, man? Like,
I'm torn between episode 6 and 3. I just those two I just love them. I can rewatch them as much as anything else. I don't know why. I know everyone says Empire Strikes Back, but there's a special place in my heart for 3 and 6 because it just caps off everything in those.
Yeah.
Are you a Yub Nut fan?
No.
Oh man, yeah. We stick with the. Isn't the digital remastered one isn't that without that? Because then they edit that out. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
I would have to say for me, man, it's always weird because it's between a Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi. Because again, Revenge of the Sith was one of those things for me where it was like it brought everything full circle, you know. But then Return of the Jedi, shit, that's so hard, man. Yeah, I would have to say because Return of the Jedi, you know, Luke was so different. You know what I mean? If you look at, you know, whiny farmer boy Luke in New Hope, and then Empire Strikes Back, he was starting to change a little bit. But then you go to, you know, Return of the Jedi, it was just like, who is this guy? This is what a Jedi looks like. You know, it was so he was just so different. And I think that took me by surprise. So it's between those two for me. And well, he didn't say I could only pick one. So I'm gonna throw in another one. I absolutely hated it when it first came out. But then after rewatching it, I actually really love it. And that is The Last Jedi. I don't know what it is, man.
I know it's
there's I don't know what it is, but the Last Jedi, there are things about it that I like. So I'm gonna leave that there. But all right, do we have any other? Let me see how we're doing in both chats. Boba Fett is my favorite character. I think a lot of our guests today would holistically agree. Absolutely, man. Let's see. And JC, thanks for sending the love, man. We appreciate that. Okay, so I think chat's looking good. I think I'm all caught up. All right, let's see. What's our next question? So here's the next question for our group. Why did you cosplay as the Mandalorian? Daniel, we'll have you start off with that one, man.
Okay, so I originally, when I thought of doing Mando, it wasn't until season 2. I was watching it with my roommates, and it was episode 2 where I'm just like, okay, he's such a badass in this. And I won't make it into a long story, but I think, Dak, maybe I said this to you over message or someone, but Star-Lord and Mando actually kind of, if you think about it, are somewhat the same in certain aspects. They're not good or bad. They both take care of an alien child. They're both not exactly role models. It's a stretch, but for me, I like to cosplay characters that I relate to, and I do think Mando is just the way he presents himself to newer people versus to when he kind of has that team or that family and he can trust them. So that was my pull for Mando, and it really, like I said, it really wasn't until the second season where you see more of his character development. And I'm like, I really love who he's becoming. So that was kind of where and actually Dak's the reason why I started doing it, because I saw his build and I'm like, I want to cosplay like him. Like, this looks badass.
That's so cool. Thanks for sharing that, Daniel.
And I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Dak,
that's awesome.
I feel like you would agree with this. You say Mando is like similar to Star-Lord, but I would say Batman on DC side. They both have badass suits. They both have a child as a sidekick. They're always 10 steps ahead of their enemies. Batman. I'm just saying, man.
I can see the connection. I can see it.
But Star-Lord, I never thought about that. I could definitely see that.
I mean, they're both intergalactic cowboys. Their ship gets wrecked all the time. Like, there's a lot of similarities.
Oh, the Razor Crest was doomed from the beginning, man. Oh, man, it's so sad. If you rewatch it, you're like, oh, this thing, it's a beautiful hunk of junk. It was doomed, man, from the start. So, but I miss it. Dakota, well, if you go next, man. Why did you cosplay as the Mandalorian?
Well, like I said, I wanted to do Boba Fett. So I wanted to do Boba Fett, and I was in high school when I was saving up the money, and I didn't know how much cosplay was. So I had like $700 saved, and I was gonna buy the I don't know if you know about it, the Ruby's Boba Fett suit.
Yeah.
And my God, right before I bought it, I looked up reviews, and I was like, there's no chance in hell.
That's Party City quality.
So then I went and I looked up like prices, and I saw that Boba's next to Vader in price. Like he was like among the most expensive. And then I went to Galaxy's Edge and I saw Boba walking around. And that was in October of 2019. And the next month over, November, Disney and The Mandalorian aired for the first time. So as soon as that aired, I got home and I saw that on Galaxy's Edge, and I was like, that's it, I'm doing it. Like, that was enough for me. So I dove in, found my first person that could make the armor, and just kind of was like, throwing money at the wall here. Go ahead.
Man. Oh, man, that's how it starts, man. Thank you for sharing. Bro DeLorean, what about you, man? Why did you cosplay as the Mandalorian?
Originally, I had no intention at all of cosplaying as the Mandalorian. I just wanted to make a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Really, I wanted to join the Mandalorian mercs for like the last decade, and I would start a project and stop it, and start it and stop it. And I got pretty far into one, and it kind of looked like crap.
Yeah.
And I got the flight suit off a Chinese website, and it basically had little patterns with it.
Oh,
and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dive into 3D printing and I'm gonna make my own. It's not gonna be the Mandalorian. I'll paint it how I want.
Yeah.
One thing led to another. It just kind of happened.
Yeah. And guys, I have to tell you, for every single one of you guys, you look damn good. So I'm gonna be posting everyone's links, but please go and follow these guys. They are amazing. And I'm going to share my reason in a minute, but I want to talk about them for a second. One of the things that inspires me just in cosplay in general, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can speak to this since we're all, there's this, we have all of us have a couple things in common. We're all Star Wars fans and we all cosplay this same character. But in terms of the cosplay world, it's changed so much over the years from what it used to be to what it is now. But one of the things I appreciate most is just seeing people's creativity just flourish. And, it may be like a small thing to you guys, but scrolling through and looking at the stuff that comes out of your mind, the stuff that comes out of your own heart and creativity, that's amazing. It really is. And I know there's tons of followers, mine included, that are like, yeah, these guys are badass, man. And it's like, as a kid, this would have been, I would never dream to, dressed up and made your own suits and stuff like this. It's pretty crazy. So the stuff that you guys do is nothing short of amazing, and please continue because it looks fantastic. So for me, my reasoning for doing the Mandalorian, what's funny is I used to do a lot of like Power Ranger content and cosplay back in the day. I still love Power Rangers, by the way. But it all changed when I first seen the show, similar to you guys, where at first I didn't really know much about what the Mandalorian was going to be. I was like, is this about Boba Fett? Does just have a different look? And then, sure enough, that first season comes out and it's like, no, this is a totally different guy, his own thing, own story. There's a Baby Yoda now. This is crazy. So, but the reasoning for wanting to cosplay the character, Daniel, I'm stealing something from you because it triggers the same thing in me. There's something you kind of relate to with the characters that you pick up in cosplay. For me, I know there's some people that are like, hey, if it looks cool and I like it and I can build it, that's fantastic as well. And for my reasoning, there has to be like this personal type of attachment that you say, like, I can feel and something I can relate to, with the character. So, for me, it was amazing being when the Mandalorian first came out. I just became a new dad, and I have this new kid, in my lap as I'm watching new episodes, and I'm like, this is great. Like, this is the first time, like, in my life where I get to pass something down, with my kid watching Star Wars, and now she's walking and destroying the house. It's amazing. But, that was part of the reason, is being a new dad. I was like, this is pretty cool, hence the name. And, but also not only that, I looked into pricing for the Mandalorian cosplay, and yeah, it's not cheap. It is not cheap at all. So in mine, what I did, I had a couple, it's like a collective of pieces, almost like a junkyard, I feel like, for my version of Mando, where there's pieces that I made from like PVA foam, other pieces that were 3D printed. I bought a flight suit and, just kind of added, upgraded here and there. So that's how I did mine. I just kind of, did the best I could and tried to make it look good, and that was mine. So yeah, that was my journey and reasoning for cosplaying as the Mandalorian. And let's see, I think we have a few more people in our chat. Okay, I thought I missed questions. No, we're good. Okay, so continuing on. Next question. tell us about your cosplay journey. Brodalorian, we'll have you start off with that. And by cosplay journey, I mean, like, when did the whole cosplaying start for you guys, and what got you into it? So, Brodalorian, take it away, man.
Long ago, cosplay actually got me into fitness. So I was a bit on the overweight side, and the girl I was dating, she wanted to be Jean Grey for Halloween. So obviously I had to be Cyclops.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know everybody's favorite character. So that's whenever I first started going to the gym and actually got addicted to that. So I actually got fit because of cosplay. And then after I had so much fun doing that, I think I did Loki next at an actual convention. And my friends were Thor and Odin, and it was awesome. And just the response that we got from that was so huge. And then the next year, I was probably the most jacked I've ever been in my life. So I was like, obviously, I got to be Wolverine, you know. And then after that is whenever I kind of took a little hiatus from it. And then that's whenever I got into the Star Wars cosplaying after that and found out how to really lose money.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so crazy. And by the way, Brodalorian, if you have a store, you could shoot that, or even if you I don't know if you can post anything in the chat, but anyway, you can shoot it over to me. Let me know and I'll post it.
Awesome. If you guys ever just look at my my TikTok, it's linked in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll post that. I'm gonna post everyone's socials so everyone can go follow. So yeah, but that's great, man. That's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. And oh yeah, it's not my turn yet. I'll share mine because there's something I relate to with yours. I'll get to mine later. Daniel, we'll have you take it away, man. What all right, tell us about your cosplay journey.
It's kind of almost like that when I used to be 380 pounds, and I used to growing up I dressed up, not cosplayed, but I dressed up as the larger characters because, like we all said, we kind of feel ourselves. So I used to be, when I lived in Las Vegas on weekends, I'd dress up as Alan from The Hangover because I fit that body type. Used to get tips, all that stuff. I did Shrek and Wreck-It Ralph, and then finally I was watching Parks and Rec, and I was seeing how Andy Dwyer or Chris Pratt, I was reading the story on how he got the role of Star-Lord. And if you don't know, James Gunn essentially said to him, if you can fit in this by the end of the summer, I want you to be the role, but that's kind of the rule. So he got in shape, and he sent him a picture of, I think it was either the helmet on his head or he zipped it up, and he goes, it fits. And so he said, okay, you got the role.
Damn,
and
wow.
Watching how he looked on Parks and Rec, I was like, if he can do that, I can do. I feel like I can do that, you know. And so I just lost 160, 170 pounds, and I started visiting kids in hospitals as Star-Lord with my friend. And you know, when you have Spider-Man, it covers the face. And I just remember hearing this kid say to my friend who was Spider-Man, he goes, "Are you really Spider-Man?" And he said, "Yeah." And this kid, it just blew his mind. And I'm so like, cool. I want to be able to do that as many characters as I can. So like Star-Lord or a Mandalorian going to visit kids in hospitals, like that's kind of why it pushed me to keep doing that. So just like fitness, it really was to become a better version of myself, essentially.
I love that, man. Dude, that's so cool. Thank you for sharing that, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man.
That's an inspiring story right there.
Yeah.
I mean, 380 pounds, dude, to what you look like now, it's great. That's impressive.
Yeah. And this holiday season's coming up, so I got to stay on top of it.
You and me both, man. Got to stop eating these holiday cookies. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Dad, go ahead and take it away, man.
Unlike the rest of my friends here, I did not start through the fitness path. So I kind of was just like, you know, I feel like, well, I was in high school, I was a small twig guy. I had a very fast metabolism, and I probably couldn't fit in anything that I have now. So I was like $160 and 6'2", so I was very thin. And like you could push me over with like the wind blows me away. So after graduating high school, I immediately like put on the extra 30 pounds graduating high school, and I was like, oh hey, I could actually probably fit into some of these suits now. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna take this shot. And I was just, bought the Mando suit, and it fit pretty well. But then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do other cosplays. Even though I was known for the Mandalorian, people didn't really want me to do it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway because I want to. Yeah. And then I did Batman and I did Deadpool. And the Deadpool suit is very telling. So you gotta be in the best shape you can be. And I was a little chubby, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start getting to the gym for this one, but I didn't start with it. So, I mean, and seeing Brodalorian's post where he's like lifting Ryan Reynolds' weight on his hip, I was like, you know what? What better to follow than to get in the gym? So yeah.
Oh man, and I gotta say thank you for sharing that, Dak. That's amazing, man. And yeah, your Batman cosplay. I don't know if anyone's told you that, but
it's sick.
Oh yeah, he's got the look like. Yeah, it's crispy, bro. It's crispy.
Yeah, it is a heater in that one, man.
I have to ask a question. How long does it take you to get into the Batman suit? I knew it. I knew that was gonna be the most
difficult suit to put on. Easily, dude. It is like putting on a dive suit, bro. It is so tight, and getting it off, it's like I'm walking around like I'm in like cardboard. That's
man.
And the cowl, dude. I love Batman. I love Ben Affleck's Batman. I do not recommend cosplaying Batman. I don't. It is terrible. It is so bad.
Oh man.
Avoid it at all costs.
It looks great. On the exterior, you're looking good, man. Keep it up. Suffer for our entertainment. You know?
Yeah.
Cries internally.
Right. Brodalorian, I'm surprised that you didn't do anything with Deadpool. I was like, or is it coming? Is it coming?
It's not coming. I love Deadpool and this and that.
Yeah.
But I mean, videos would be fun, but like in places, I'm a little bit on the shy side. I don't think I could do Deadpool justice.
Okay. Yeah, because his character is so like.
Yeah.
I get what. Yeah. I get what you're saying for sure. Yeah. Oh man. What was the question? See, every time I forget the question. Cosplay journey, yes. And let me check on TikTok before I continue on.
That's a good thing to forget the question. It means we're having good conversation.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. So cosplay journey for me actually started with Spider-Man. I have always, since I could ever remember, had a Spider-Man costume cosplay of some sort, whether it was homemade or I got it offline, whatever. And that was like the first thing like ever. And we're talking, many years, man. So started with Spider-Man, and then it turned into like Spider-Man and Power Rangers, because it was like those are things that, just hit hard for my childhood, man. I love that stuff. And fitness is so funny because I relate with a lot of you guys on this, where fitness definitely took a part in that, where when I first started doing the Power Ranger suits, and if you guys know anything about Power Ranger suits, now, bro, DinDjarin, you said that, the Batman suit is very restricting, right? Power Ranger suits are very revealing. So there was a time when I was not in the best shape, you know what I mean? And if you're walking around with spandex, you're going out as the Green Ranger with the Dragon Zord hanging out. You know what I mean? So it was, it was kind of a personal thing too for me, where it was like cosplay became this thing that encouraged me to push forward and say, I'm going to do something insane to get insane results. I want to look like an action figure, but I'm going to do it for myself. It became kind of this weird selfish thing at first, but then it became more of a personal thing later down the road, where it was like, I want to look good getting into the suit. But then after that, it became this thing of like, I want to look good for myself. And I love the cosplay. This is a part of my journey, and my name used to be Zentai Fit. Zentai Fit is like a Japanese word for like skin, second skin, and then fit. So it was like, I was doing cosplay, the fitness thing, but then I stopped going by that because I had a friend that was like, well, if you put an H in front of the Z, what are you getting? I was like, nah, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to put that together, guys. Don't try to put that together. So anyway, so I ended up changing my name eventually because of obviously getting into Mandalorian stuff and really absolutely just being immersed in the character, and those other things that I love. That love is still there, but it's kind of just become kind of a part of your at least for me, my journey, where the fitness is still there, but it's more of like a personal thing. And still, yeah, obviously I want to look good, being in cosplay, but it changes you. It definitely does. That's for sure, man. So yeah, it's a little bit of my journey. Let me check on our chat before we continue on. What's up, everybody? Nobe Stinger says hello. What's up, man? What's poppin'? Hello. Good to see you guys. A lot of people coming from TikTok. I love it. And let me make sure. Yeah, I think that's everyone's in. Cool. And any other questions on TikTok? Have you went to Comic-Con? Like Comic-Con? Yeah, absolutely. There was one that we had out here in Denver. There was some Mandalorian folks that were there. I didn't go this year, but I plan on going to some of the other ones that they have coming here soon. So anyway, continuing on. Next question. What is your comment section like, guys? And what is your most asked question? Daniel, you're laughing. You started off, man. What's your most asked question?
I'm laughing because I know all four of ours are gonna have the same answers.
Oh yeah.
What was once dance off bro is now I need a drink of water, or any comment related to rough day.
Oh my god.
Oh,
at this point, at first I had to ask. I was doing a live stream and I had to ask, what is that? Because I don't know. And then all the girls in the live stream started flipping out about it. And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're turning Mando into a sex symbol. Yeah, but it's Dak, I mean, you tell me, it is so it's so annoying to the point where you can just use any material now and people will just drool.
No, it's to the point where the rest of it takes over your page. It's like an infection. It's the rest of your videos don't get views other than the thirst traps. That's it.
It's annoying because originally, like, there was skits and doing stuff as different characters, but it's like we all don't know the TikTok algorithm or how it works.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's just all, if you don't do stuff that's getting people to go goo over you, it's almost irrelevant, unfortunately.
Bro,
that's why my views are down.
Yeah, there's a reason why that Ryan Reynolds video blew up. There's a reason.
Yeah, I picked it up.
Maybe you should do Deadpool.
Right. Oh man, yeah, I get that, but then mine is weird on the flip side, and it's like, I feel like mine is a lot of like Fortnite kids. I always get, it's the guy from Fortnite, or can I be on your bounty list? People ask me, can I be on your bounty list? I'm like, do you know what a bounty list is? Like, it's not a trip to Disneyland.
Because your bounty list videos are funny as hell.
Yeah. So, but it's infectious. It takes over the entire. I could do a video talking about, see how beautiful this cup is? Isn't it great? And the whole comments are like, can I be on your bounty list? Like, what? There's nothing to do with that. What are you? So
at least that's an actual question. I get, Daddy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy. Mandalore. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say the daddy one. Yeah.
The best ones, though, the funniest ones are like, sorry, I was walking my washer machine or something like that.
I actually love that. It's my favorite.
The thirst traps, man. Oh my gosh. Now, and this isn't a question that's in our chat, but this is just a question that came off the top of my mind. Did you guys start off like not showing your face, or was it always a thing of like, I don't really care for doing that? Like, you just kind of showed your face in general.
You want to go first? I don't know who's going first.
Oh yeah, Dak, you take it away, man.
Yeah.
I didn't show my face. I was kind of like, I was always shy, so I was never really like the one to get in front of the camera kind of like person. So I used the Mandalorian helmet as kind of like a shield to not have to show my face. Okay. And then I was getting pretty popular, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm getting pretty popular on TikTok for this, and nobody, like, I'm not getting the credit. The character's getting the credit. He already has enough credit. I want the din. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it off, and I it also was kind of like, if I keep the helmet on, I'm not going to be able to like segue off into other characters. So like I kind of had to. I was in a box and I had to take it off. So but
I feel that. Daniel, what about you, man? Did you always start off? But you didn't start off with Mando, so I guess you always kind of showed your face.
Yeah, so I did like Hopper from Stranger Things, and I mean, it was face care. Really was Star-Lord was the main one I started with.
Yeah.
So that's never really been a thing for me. But looking back, I probably think if I did start off with a face shielded character, then I probably would have kept it that way because it's a part of the mystery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you read in the comics, they're like, "What do you look like?" and stuff like that. So
let me tell you, when I take mine off the first time, they were like, "Oh, he's black." What? Oh, it was great, man. It was great. I was like, "I'm sorry to disappoint." And they're like, "No, chocolate's cool, man." You should have seen the comment, man. Comments were out of this world. But anyway,
I will say though that with Mando, so the whole reason it started also was with the Pedro Pascal, which I don't see it, but if people see it, let them have it, I guess.
Yeah.
So like, it's funny. Like in person, I went to my first con as Mando 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I said to them in the helmet, I'm like, "Do you want the helmet on or off?" And they said, "On." And so we'd pose for the photo, and I'd take it off, and I'd pose, and you'd do that double take. They're like,
yeah.
And it was funny to see that because it's fun. It's just funny to me. So
I seen you you were at a convention with Giancarlo Esposito, right? And am I right, or am I thinking of someone else? I think I was with Carl Withers. Carl Withers, sorry, totally different. Totally different
now
guy.
I'll tell you really quickly. Do we have time to say a really quick bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I hopped in line to go and meet him, and I had the helmet on. And I stood across from him, and he's like, because they have the divider. He's like, "Here, come on in." So I go, "Okay," and I take it off, and his face, he went, "Oh shit!" He was like, "You look like him," and he's like, "Come here." And so the divider's right here, and he's like, "Get closer," and I'm like that. He goes, "You could, holy shit!" And then it was like a quick photo, but that was like the highlight. I wish I was there.
Oh man,
with his name, but
Giancarlo,
He's so cool. He looks so cool.
Carl Weathers is so funny though. Like his parts in The Mandalorian have me dying. He's so funny.
The entire best line in that entire series is whenever he gets scratched by the thing and Baby Yoda's trying to heal him. He's like, "It's trying to eat me." I take that back. I forgot. And then when he comes back again, "Baby, do the magic hand thing."
Yeah.
I'm out of that.
They had him even killing it in the second season too. When he was, I forgot the name of the race. The first bounty that you see Mando taking in, the blue guy.
Yeah. Oh,
when he's
the fish guy.
He's like, "I'll leave you on the lava flats," and he's giving him like sass and stuff like that. He's hilarious.
He also did some directing on season 2 as well, man.
Really?
Yeah, he
That's
did.
Cool.
I can't remember which. I think it was the episode, that exact episode, Dak, where they the fish guy and they went into like the Imperial. Yeah, we seen that weird clone shit. You remember that?
Yeah.
I think that was the episode he did. So that's pretty cool. Mandalorian, I don't even. Can someone remember the question? What was my question?
I think it was wasn't it the comment section? It was making
it was about the face.
Oh, the face reveal thing. Yeah. Did you start off doing that, Mandalorian?
No, yeah. I've always been self-conscious about my voice.
Yeah.
So TikTok was perfect for me. So I'd show my face, but do like Duke Nukem voiceover. So it was awesome for me. That was cool.
Yeah. Man. So that was always a thing. Like that was a part of your journey with that. Let's see. I think I missed one other. Oh no, I think we're good. I thought we had another super chat. Never mind. And let me check on our TikTok people really quick. Who would win who would win, Mando or Boba? Ooh.
Boba.
Shit.
Boba.
Boba would.
Boba.
Yeah. Shit, man.
I'm gonna lay it down for you guys. Superior armor, DinDjarin.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody keeps going. Well, when it gets to hand-to-hand combat, Boba would win. How? DinDjarin has a dark saber, and we're acting like the last 2 seasons we haven't seen him kick the crap out of people, like really close up, like every single episode. He's close, and he's wrecking people.
I guess he
every time. Boba is slow now. DinDjarin has proven I think he is the most. Don't get mad. I think he's a Mary Sue. Don't get mad.
DinDjarin?
Yes. But okay, so like the Ahsoka episode. Ahsoka is a great Jedi. She's way better than most. He easily held his own against her, and he wasn't even trying to fight her. She was out for the kill, and he's like, "Here's me doing all this non-lethal stuff to talk to you."
Yeah, yeah.
DinDjarin wrecks anybody that's not a Force user.
We still got the Book of Boba Fett, though, man.
Okay, maybe Mandalorian kind of swayed me now. I'm in the mix now.
He does have a point. You know, we've seen him kick ass the entire show, and it's funny you mentioned that, Mandalorian, because I was just thinking about that. Someone asked me in my comments. They were like, "Who would win? Like if Mando had to fight Luke or Ahsoka?" And I was like, "Oh shit, they're Jedi. I don't know." But then I was like, "Wait a minute. You know, when he did go up against Ahsoka, you know, I mean." You know, Din didn't strike me as being terrified. You know, and I think that's the thing you have to remember about Mandalorians. They're engineered to really combat the opposite of that of a Jedi. You know, with all their, you know.
That's also why I say he's a Mary Sue. Because the last episode of season 1, he's like, Jedi, I've never heard of that. What's a laser sword?
Oh, the King of Oblivion. King of Oblivion, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I love him.
They made Boba look so badass in his debut. I mean, he was smashing stormtrooper helmets.
That was so sick.
You never seen Din be that ruthless, so it was kind of like
two different styles.
It raised him up, but he is older and he's like slower, so and his armor is beat up. So I guess I have to.
Okay, so here's one that's going to be harder. At least I feel like it'll be harder. Because they're so similar. We talked about them earlier. Who would win? Batman or DinDjarin? Because y'all know. Come on now. Y'all know.
How much prep time?
Batman
that was the next question, right? That was the next
Batman solos everyone. As a cosplayer that cosplays Batman, I have to say that Batman solos everybody.
Okay. He's like, that's my law. Before I got the cosplay, I had to sign this document, man. It said Batman solos everyone.
The Justice League, he takes them all out. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He does have a way to figure out everything. So
he does.
But so does DinDjarin. If you think about it, he's always like a few steps ahead of people. He's like the Star Wars version of Batman. If you think about it,
he is. But we've only seen 2 years of him. We've seen 40+ years of Batman figuring out every single little thing he needs to figure out.
I can see people in the chat, but if Batman had 20 hours of prep time though, so like, oh my God, the prep time is always thrown in there, man.
It all goes with technology too. If Batman had the type of technology that was in Star Wars, it would be over. Yeah, it would. Yeah. So,
but if their first time meeting, I think it could go either way. Like if they just like, you know,
it's always hard to cross universes like that, though. You know,
it is. But I don't see Din being as flexible as Batman at all. Like, but I mean, we can tell. I mean, you can tell from the cosplays. There's no way you have more movement in Din than you do as Batman.
Oh no! Right? Yeah.
You would be very surprised.
No way.
I can raise my hands above my head with Din. I can't with Batman.
Wow.
Why is it like because there's latex or what?
Well, it's because the muscle suit. Batman himself isn't wearing a muscle suit, but myself, I'm wearing a muscle suit.
Okay, so I didn't think about that. Okay, yeah.
In general, I decide that Batman can beat any human, no matter what they have.
Yeah.
Because Batman can have something better.
Yeah.
So
okay, now what do you think about Green Lantern? Because he's a human.
Oh no! No way!
I don't know a lot about DC.
A human.
I don't know a lot about DC, but don't you just need what is it like? Not yellow kryptonite, but what is it called? I don't know anything about DC. What's it called? I know. I'm not a DC person.
For Superman?
No, for Green Lantern.
Well, I mean, with their rings, they could go toe to toe with Superman. You know, just with their rings. And there's different lanterns.
No, the yellow lantern is Fear. It's based on.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
Fear. And the Green Lantern is what? Bravery? So
I think so, yeah.
Will.
Yeah. So
let me write that down really quick. Not yellow
kryptonite. That's such a Star-Lord thing. Let me write that.
But I know a lot about Batman. So that's...
Man, I just had to get that one out there because I get that question all the time. It's a debate that I have a lot, and someone always says that prep time, though. That prep time, man. So I don't know. It'd be an interesting, but I agree. It is kind of hard to cross universes with those two characters. Did I miss anyone? Did I miss anyone in our questions, or did everybody answer? I think we did. What is our next question? Let's see. What is it about the character of DinDjarin that you value the most? And on the flip side of that, what is one thing about DinDjarin that you dislike the most? Brodaloran, we'll have you start that one off.
I love that he's, an honor-bound protector. He's very fatherly. Yeah. That's kind of a reoccurring theme in Star Wars. And I love that he really nails it, and it's awesome. One of the best things about the show. What I hate about him, he's Mary Sue, man. Not only is he good, not only is he good at everything, another important thing for being a Mary Sue character is instantly being liked or respected by all characters that aren't villains. Everybody instantly gives him respect, except for the mechanic woman at Moss, whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they instantly are like, "You're great. You're awesome. We love you." Or they're villains.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
You partially give that to the Mandalorian armor, though, because they say don't they say it a couple times in Star Wars? Like, once you rarely see him, but when you do, you're like fearful. So
that's interesting, Dak, to kind of say that. Thinking of like in universe perspective, like, because I guess when you think about this time, there's not many Mandalorians that are around, so it's like people have just kind of heard rumors of these guys, but when you see one, it's like, holy shit. I've heard the rumors of what these guys can do, and when they live up to it, you're like, okay, yeah, this is that guy, So interesting, Dak. Yeah, you share, man. What's something you value about Mando, and one thing that you dislike?
I'm gonna go with Brodalo. I like how he's a father. I like how he's like got the respect type, like he's got like a moral compass, I'd say. Like he's not just aimless. He just doesn't do shit just to do it, He's not like an a-hole. Yeah. But like, I also don't like how he's like, I like that kind of aspect with Boba, where Boba's just like, I don't need anybody, like I'll do everything myself. And Din kind of seems like he always needs help from somebody, and I don't really like that aspect of him.
Yeah.
Because everywhere he goes, he's like, can you help me? Can you help me? And it's like, well, Boba Fett's kind of like, they walked into the bar, and Bo-Katan was like, nah, and he was like, all right, see you later. And
right, yeah.
So
yeah, I can see that.
So that's kind of, I don't like how Din seems needy. That's it.
I feel that. Daniel, what about you, man? What's something that you value about DinDjarin, and one of the things that you dislike the most about the character?
I just love his loyalty. I mean, it's almost like what they said. It's just he cares genuinely for Grogu and his family that he has created over the last 2 seasons. Yeah. And even I forgot Bill Burr's character, that character's name.
Oh, damn it! I know his name.
We all know. Yeah, we all know who I'm talking about. But like when he stepped up and he was like, became his friend as well, even after all that crap that he pulled on in the first season.
Yeah.
He just has that sense of loyalty and friendship, and that he wants to, at the end of the day, he wants positivity and like trust. Yeah. And I really do value that when it comes to family. Isn't necessarily blood, but it's who you choose.
Yeah.
And then probably his thing that I dislike about him is that he can be distant there's some scenes, I can't recall specific ones, where I'm just like, he's being really distant for no reason. Like, he'll be super friendly with his family, and then one moment he'll just kind of go back in a little hole of like solitude and do his own thing. So I think that's one of his flaws, but that's a way of maybe coping and protecting himself. I don't know. I dive deep into character psychology.
Yeah, no, as you should.
That's probably what I think is the least like trait that I have for him, is his distance.
For sure. Thank you for sharing, guys. What would I say? I think one of the things I like most about Din, and this might strike you guys as weird, but I really like the fact that he's oblivious. There's something about it that's charming. You know, there's some people like, oh my god, how could he not know who Luke Skywalker is or Ahsoka or whatever? Because he's in universe. You know, he's not gonna know these people. But then there's still other parts where like he still knows nothing. You know, like certain history aspects of Mandalorians and his own culture, the fact that he's kind of in a cult, and keeps his helmet on all the time. The guy he's an interesting mystery, but that obliviousness to him is almost charming, and that's something that I really like. One of the things I dislike, I would have to go with you, Daniel, on that sense of I can look back on moments of the show where it's like you see moments where he's digging into like personal things or something in his past, and he kind of distances himself, or you definitely see that with his character. So I would say like, just open up, man. It's cool. It's just
and he does with Grogu, and that's like why I love that connection so much, is because if you think about it, I'm not downplaying Grogu, but like it's almost like a pet, to where everyone who has a dog or a cat knows that they have that connection with them, because they can't necessarily speak to them in that same language, but the emotional connection's there.
Yeah.
And you see that when he hands him the joystick ball, or you see that when he like feeds him or something. It's just there's that raw compassion that he won't give to anyone else.
For sure. Absolutely, man. By the way, I love the Grogu in the back. Let's check on our chat before
Daniel,
I continue.
did you hear about the defect with that Hot Toys one where his chin slits open?
Is that true?
What?
Yeah, it's a defect. I have one, and it happened to it, but I was too lazy to send it back.
Mine hasn't popped out.
Don't break them on screen, man. That's abuse.
It's only if you
Test
open
it.
the mouth and close the mouth like a lot. So don't do it.
Oh, I've only done it once. You're good, buddy. You're good.
Yeah, don't do that. Because as soon as I opened it, I was like, oh, the mouth moves, and then.
So is he just?
Okay.
Is yours just lockjawed? Is it just like?
No, it's not. The jaw's not broken, but under the jaw where like the hinges, it's like the rubber's like slit open. So
good to know. His arms are loose as hell, though.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, our next question. This one's going to be really fun. Now we're getting into what are your predictions for the Mandalorian season 3? I feel like Brodalorian's computing already. He's like, oh. I've been waiting for this one. Man, why don't you kick it off? What are your predictions for season 3?
Early on, okay, they're retaking Mandalore. Yep. It's going to be, a lot more fighting, a lot more soldiers. We're going to see a lot more different Mandalorians. Better see the heavy infantry Mandalorian in the end. My boy.
Yeah, man.
Is it Vizsla's son?
Yeah, Paz Vizsla.
Yeah.
Yep.
Early in the episodes, Bo-Katan, she's going to want that dark saber, but she's eventually going to realize, DinDjarin is, the right choice to actually reunite all of the clans together, being as he is a child of the Watch.
Yeah.
And, kind of coming around a little bit, and people will probably fight.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to lead up to that, and everybody actually working together. We're not going to see Grogu again this season. But that's my general prediction on it.
Okay.
Moff Gideon's coming back.
Oh,
he's
He's too good of a villain not to.
Exactly.
He's breaking out of jail. He's coming back. We know what's happening. So, Dak, man, why don't you take it? What are your predictions?
My predictions and what I want are completely different.
Fair enough.
Daniel and I talked about this a little bit, what we thought was going to happen. He thinks what's going to happen is I'll let him say that. And it sounded like it would happen. But personally, what I want to happen is I just want him to go back to being a bounty hunter, to be honest with you. I want him to going back and it to be like a simple type where he's collecting bounties and doing what he was doing before he even had Grogu.
Yeah.
And I don't really think that the king thing and a war really suits his character that much.
Yeah.
He's never come across to me and seemed like he really has interest in anything but like just living a quiet life on his own, basically. So like now maybe it's like slightly different with Grogu now. Yeah, he helped him, but I still personally I would not like to see him become like king or anything involving like Mandalore like that.
And I agree with you. He doesn't strike me as the guy that's like, well, I got the Darksaber now, so I got to be the king of Mandalore.
Yeah.
That's kind of like an unwanted responsibility for Din.
Yes, but those who do not seek power are the ones that should most be trusted with it. So
yeah, that's why he's most qualified. Yeah.
I agree, but also it's kind of frustrating because everything that we get as Star Wars always ends up to the main character as a lightsaber. Every time, and it's just come on, let's get back to a main character bounty hunter show, and let's not segue it into a Jedi type show. Like we do everything. So that's kind of like
I feel that.
I'm happy that we're getting Boba. Maybe they're replacing it with Boba.
I feel that. And and Daniel, we're gonna get to you too in just a second. I gotta go off of what Dak said because I thought about this the other day, and I was like, I kind of miss, when Din was kind of a bounty hunter. But if you think about it, this is getting into like that character analysis. He was so kind of numb. It was like, all right, what's my next mission? What's my next mission? Kind of a thing. And then as you watch this character, it's like he was kind of doing that to keep himself distracted until he meets this child, and it's him all over again. Where he was a foundling as a child that was brought in with Mandalorians, and he can relate with Grogu in that sense. So instead of just focusing on this missional kind of aspect of being a bounty hunter in the guild, now he has purpose. And I think that was something that kind of changed with him and Grogu in terms of character, analysis. But again, there's still that problem of like, he doesn't strike me as the guy that's like, I'm going to be the king. I don't see that with Din. You know what I mean? So then it sparks up. But then, Mandalorian, I do agree with that too, where it's like those who aren't seeking it, that's part of what makes you most qualified. It's like, this isn't a thing he's chasing after. This isn't a thing he's lusting after. So that's what makes you so right for it. You know what I mean? So who knows?
I think that's why the other Mandalorians will accept him over somebody like Bo-Katan.
Yeah. So, and then don't forget too, this is all leading to some crazy, cinematic crossover between Ahsoka, Mandalorian, and Rangers of the New Republic. So who knows what it's all going to lead to, further in the end. We know there's this big event that's supposed to be happening. So it's hard to leave it in season 3. But anyway, I'll stop there. Daniel, stop me. You should have reached my hand out and been like, stop talking. It's my turn, man. You take it away.
So like Dak said, we were talking about it, I think a couple of weeks ago, and the thing with Disney is it's exactly that. It's always someone becomes a Jedi or whatever. I believe, and I think I asked you this, Dak, and I asked a couple of my friends at Galaxy's Edge some stuff, but I see him getting the Force. I do, because the Force isn't something you're born with. It's and I don't want that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want him to have, but it's just he has a lightsaber. He even learned or heard about what the Force is from Ahsoka, from talking to Grogu, and he's kind of, whether we like it or not, his character is learning information that most Star Wars characters don't dive into. He is gaining knowledge about stuff that citizens don't really get lessons in, whether it was directly or not. So I do unfortunately think Disney's going to give us a Mandalorian who is a Jedi and kind of lead like that. But then I also think that for some reason, I think that he is going to have that mentality that we've just been saying, and he's going to give the Darksaber somehow or whatever to Bo-Katan. I don't know why, or I can't really like figure it out, but I just feel like there's going to be this breaking of the law that like she's going to still have it at the end. It's not.
She already broke it once. So.
Yeah, right. She already broke it once, but the problem is she took it once without fighting for it, and then she lost it. She can't just take it again. There's no one will respect it.
Right. Yeah. So
who gave it to her? Who was it?
Sabine. Yep.
So I don't know. I think we are going to get. Also, we're going to get into Book of Boba Fett, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, of course.
Okay. I have a very interesting idea on how that show's going to play off, but based off of Mando. So I'll keep it for that next conversation.
Okay.
But I do think he's going to become some sort of Jedi and get the Force, unfortunately.
Now, with you saying that, thank you guys for sharing. Now, with you saying that, though, this isn't the first time that that's been played on in lore. At least we know of in Rebels. I don't know if we have any Rebels fans here. Rebels all day. But we know of Tar Vizsla, who was one of the first Mandalorians. He's the one who created the Darksaber, and he was Force sensitive. And he was, inducted into the Jedi Order. So we know if they're going to, the Darksaber, I am sure they're going to get into the history of it going into season 3, especially when you think of a character like Tar Vizsla, who was this force-wielding Mandalorian, and you see Din. Now, here's the other piece to that. So, I don't know I'm sure you guys have heard of like a dyad in the Force, right? So it's where, and the first time we seen that was with Kylo Ren and Rey, right? Where they're communicating with each other. They're in a dyad within the Force. Now, the abilities that come with that is Force healing. Those are abilities that some people have when they're in a dyad and a Force. And then I thought about it. I was like, if Din is Force sensitive, when did we see a character doing Force healing? And who was he with? And it was Grogu. When Grogu was healing Grief Karga and, other little times. And it's like, I wonder, if that's a possibility that they could be playing on that. Who knows? We'll see. But get into my predictions. Aside from that. Predictions for season 3. I don't think we're gonna. I think we'll see Grogu, but very minimally. And I think something's gonna happen to Din, where it brings us back to Empire Strikes Back, where I think Grogu is gonna be in Luke's position, where he senses something is wrong with Din. Like, something's wrong with my friends. I need to leave. And who else better would understand that than Luke? Because he was in the same predicament with the same species. So I feel like this is just a prediction. I feel like something is going to happen that's big, but I feel like Dan is definitely going to be in danger. And I think come at a certain point when we do see Grogu, it'll be at that moment where he senses something is wrong and he's like, I need to go help, my dad. So I don't know. That's a prediction that I foresee. I don't know, man. So yeah, and then you guys kind of mentioned everything else that I was thinking of with the Darksaber and Mandalore. It's gonna be a crazy season, man. I don't know how they're gonna fit it all in there, but I'm excited. So
do we know if it's 5 years after? I heard somewhere that the next season is supposed to be 5 years after season 2.
I don't know about 5 years, but I do know there's supposed to be a bit of a time jump from where we left off with season 2. I cannot confirm, but I will look it up for sure. But I heard the same thing, that it's supposed to be a few years apparently after where we left off in season 2. So everyone's getting older, man. It's crazy. So good talk, man. Next question that we have is, if you could bring any character from Star Wars into the Mandalorian, who would it be and why? Brodalorian, I'll let you start that one off, man.
Well, Dyke just got me thinking, if it was getting back to the bounty hunting, I'd love to see Bosk. I always thought he looked so cool. Yeah. And I played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Yep.
And the Trandoshans in there, like the Great Hunt and all that, they were so cool. I'd love to see Bosk with something like that. Maybe Din's got a bounty on him now, and Bosk's coming after him. That would be really cool. So,
that'd be insane, dude. Holy crap.
That's what I thought.
Oh, might have one.
I think your watch has an opinion too.
Yeah, it's having a conversation.
Yeah, you take it away, man. Who would you, if you could bring any character in Star Wars into the Mandalorian, who would it be and why?
It kind of already happened. I mean, Boba was who I was praying to see at the end of at the end of that episode in season 1, when you heard the heels, when you heard his spurs. I knew it was him. Everybody was like, oh, he's dead. I was like, he's not dead. He's him. And I was praying, and we saw him, and I was like, okay, like, I can die happy now that I saw Boba. But if anybody else other than Boba, I feel like I'd also have to go with Brodalorian with another bounty hunter. I'd like to see Dengar, because we never really got into seeing him in anything. Bosk you sometimes saw in the Clone Wars and stuff like that. You kind of scratched the surface with Bosk a little bit. They kind of got in, or Rebels, or one of them touched base with Bosk.
Yeah.
You never really got to see Dengar much. So
yeah.
I think Dengar would be cool. He's a very mysterious character that I'd like to see more of.
I would agree with that for sure.
Well, in the books, also, isn't Dengar the one that helped Boba out of the Sarlacc?
I think so. In Legends or
Yeah, yeah. So maybe
so.
they can incorporate that in there. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I'm not familiar. I mean, I'm familiar, but not like 100% confident in Legends lore. So those are some. And if you hear a munchkin, it's my child.
You're Grogu. You're Grogu yelling at you right now.
That's essentially a foundling.
Yeah, it's a little foundling running around, running her mouth. Yeah, I know a little bit about Legends lore, but interesting. I didn't know that. I wonder if they're gonna play on that in Book of Boba Fett, which we're gonna get into in a minute.
Well,
so.
Cobb Vanth was originally in Legends too, and they brought him in. So
yeah,
Cobb Vanth, they didn't like. Clearly, they've shown that they'll pluck things from Legends here and there that they'll talk them. So, I mean, that'd be cool to see some more stuff that they pull from Legends.
Yeah, for sure. Daniel, man, what about you? Did you already share?
No.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So first question: can they be deceased? Like if they're already okay, well then I would love for. I mean, I feel like everyone would say this who's just mainstream, but Yoda to be there with.
Oh damn
Luke
it!
And Grogu.
You took mine. Yeah.
It's that, or I would love one episode where it's just a story of young Han and Chewie happen to cross paths with Mando. I don't know why. Like, I would just love to see some form of like connection that way.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I feel that, man.
Like, but I mean, like a mission where they're originally like I had this thought in my head where they're killing each other and they think the other person's in the wrong.
Yeah.
And then they end up having to work together for something. I think that would be so cool just to see Chewie and Mando just have a interaction and then being able to like I'd love it.
Use the same guy that was in Solo. I would love that. I think that would be great.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Give him like that movie doesn't get as much love as I think people
should
give it.
Yeah. I think there was a timing thing for Solo, man.
Well, like they did no marketing for it. I worked I was a manager at AMC at the time.
Yeah.
And they no posters, one trailer, no commercials, and I'm like, yeah, you're not going to get a lot of people running. They were like, "Oh, this movie came out this week." I'm like,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely, thrown together type.
Yeah. I would have to go. I mean, Yoda would be great, man, because I think just see like the Force ghost of Yoda, seeing that, and then Han Solo would be kind of cool too. I would love that. I think that would be really cool. Aside from that, let me see. Let me check on both chats.
I think a young Din. If you went back in time and you saw like a younger Din.
Yeah.
Bounty hunting like a smuggler Han Solo, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Man.
They could do that with a flashback. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Since he speaks every other language, he also speaks Wookiee.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he probably could. I wouldn't doubt it.
He's such a raider.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it would make sense because, I mean, if you think about Han, he's kind of one of those guys that, did some rugged jobs back in the day before he was working with the Empire. Well, not Empire, sorry, the Rebels. So I could see a bounty hunter, potentially doing some type of side job, especially Dan. I mean, he probably needs a ride right now. So, hey, that's
if he got picked up by the Millennium Falcon, I would lose it.
Right, man. That'd be pretty cool.
Hitchhiking across the galaxy.
Yeah. All right. What's our next question? I think the next one is getting into the Book of Boba Fett predictions. Yeah. So that is our number 9 question before 10. Predictions for the Book of Boba Fett. Dak, I'll let you start that one off, man.
I haven't really put much thought into predictions of Book of Boba. I've just been kind of like anxiously waiting for it.
Yeah.
I think basically the predictions I feel like are pretty easy. They basically spell it out for you in the trailer. Like it's gonna show how he becomes the throne and he becomes like the underworld king of like bounty hunting and all that stuff like that. And I think I think it's really cool. I don't like that he is a little sidekick of Fennec Shan, but I mean, that's for another time. But I'm kind of used to Boba being by himself. So now that he's got like a little sidekick, it's whatever. But
but then it makes me wonder, because you think of his dad, he kind of had. There was a similar character. You guys remember in was it Attack of the Clones? There was a similar character that looked like Fennec Shan. That was a bounty hunter. Remember, she got like
the changeling was not his sidekick. It was an expendable bounty hunter.
Okay. Fair enough. So he's like, get it right, man.
I mean, he knew she wasn't taking it out. He knew. Yeah. He sent her with Anakin and Obi-Wan. He had to know that she wasn't coming back alive. Yeah. So I mean.
You have a point there. I agree with that.
The one thing I don't like about the Book of Boba Fett so far in the trailer is they changed his helmet, and I do not like that. I am very upset that they changed.
Why are you upset?
It's the original, man. You got Boba not coming back for years. You finally give us him. You bring back his old armor. Finally, you give him his own show and you change the helmet?
They didn't change the helmet. They changed the helmet the first time. Okay, that is the same helmet as Empire Strikes Back. They changed it when they brought him back. The dent got smaller. The dent's bigger again the way it used to be.
No, I don't like it, man.
I don't like it, man.
Everybody's just mad because they started making kits off what they saw from Mandalorian Season 2. And now it's different. And they're like, I want it.
I'm making the Return of the Jedi kit anyway, so it doesn't matter much to me. But I don't like how like his visor looks with the new helmet. It's not like
okay.
So,
but it is. If you looked at the trailer, you see some rust marks that have come back. Where I guess that kind of just signifies time has passed since we last seen these characters. He
didn't use primer. They didn't put a base coat on. What happens?
Use that plasti dip. Use that plasti dip, man. I'm telling you.
some bed liner type.
Right.
Yeah.
Daniel, what about you, man? What are your predictions for the Book of Boba Fett?
So, although I'm obviously we're talking about the trailer and everything, I have stayed away from all trailers and any footage or anything like that because I want to watch it with a fresh mind.
Gotcha.
Because with everything now, trailers show the best parts. Typically, it's how you sell it, and I really want to just go in this with an open mind. But I think, Dak, I think this conversation was with you that Mando is essentially Marvel, Star Wars' Western character, a Western cowboy character.
Yep.
Now, with this one, we're going into gang wars like Mafia.
Yep.
So I feel like in this season, if anything, we're going to get a lot of rising kingpins who are going to go up against Boba.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like there's going to be threats to where we're going to learn more about his past and possibly maybe he has someone who's connected with and other kingpins are going to use that against him. Remember, I haven't seen any trailers, so this is just what I'm hoping for.
Oh, shit. You haven't seen any trailer? You're like saying it seems like you did. You're speaking facts.
Are you serious?
I feel like you're like dead on.
You just emphasize what's going to happen in the whole
right, yeah.
So, well, then if I'm on a good route right now, it's probably going to end. Watch it. Let me just speak this into existence. It's probably going to end with him showing that he has a connection with something more and that he's going to have to give up his reign to some extent to someone else in order to save that person. And then watch, season 2 is going to be like him getting it back again. I don't know.
Interesting.
You can tell I just saw from the end of Mandalorian season 2 that when he sat down on that throne, I was like, okay, we're getting a straight up Mafia television show.
Yeah,
and that's just the generic storyline and those things. So that's my prediction is we're going to see more backstory and more sensitive Boba Fett, believe it or not.
Hell yeah. That's a pretty good prediction, dude. For not seeing a trailer at all, that was pretty damn good.
Unfortunately, we are getting sensitive Boba Fett. That is the direction.
He said sensitive Boba Fett.
Yeah, caring Boba. That's what we're getting.
Yeah, but hey, man, I think he's gonna be. I get anti-hero where you get that caring, but then it's very like there's those drastic moments that will just randomly hit you where you're like, oh shit. I feel like it's gonna be like that where he's like, it's kind of like the thing of you know how we were in high school, like the person you were then versus 30 years later, you're gonna be a little bit different. But you know, I think that's what we're seeing with that caring part of Boba. But then you still see these barbaric parts where you're like, oh yeah, no. He's still that dude.
Well, he probably changed a little bit after the Empire left him for dead in the pit, or not the Empire, Jabba.
Yeah,
his boss left him for dead. It was just kind
I was in a Sarlacc for days. It's disgusting. Mandalorian, man, talk to me. What are you thinking about over there?
Sopranos in space. That's what we're getting.
Yep.
Straight up. It's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And he's not an anti-hero. He's a villain through and through. DinDjarin is an anti-hero. Hanging a guy up and doing the Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't kill you, and then you let the dogs eat him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Boba Fett is a villain, and we love him for it. Let him do villainous things.
Yeah.
You can still like villains. You can be a villain with a very high sense of honor.
Yeah.
And I think for what we're going to get out of Boba Fett, but let the bad guy be a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I think it's only. I think they have stated though, Book of Boba Fett is going to be a one and done thing, one season.
Oh really?
One season?
Yeah,
Really?
I might have misunderstood that,
Man.
but I think that's the idea of that one. Same thing for Kenobi, one and done.
Yeah.
So I just want to. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
So I just want to add on to that because, you know, like you said, he's a villain through and through. That if it's any connection of what Disney does with villains, look at Loki, right?
Yeah.
They turned
you can be a villain and still be really likable.
Yeah,
right.
But Loki actually hate what they did.
Right.
Yeah,
I do too, to an extent, but also look at how they portrayed him. It went from villain to I do care, and it changes my moral compass. And I feel like when you look at Boba Fett, take a sidekick or a side character in any movie that you love. Just think of one, right?
Yeah.
There's not enough detail in that character than there is of the main character because we focus on the main character. Now that we're focusing on a supportive character, we need to be able to give more detail and depth and emotion, or else we don't care enough for the main character. That's why I think Disney's gonna pin it down to that more emotional, sensitive villain becoming a good guy side, because if there's no growth, there's no storyline.
Well, you've made a statement on that and the Force user thing, and they're both good points, and I hope you're wrong on both.
Me too. I
do as well.
Look, I'm with y'all. I'm just stating how Disney does things.
Yeah. But Mandalorian, I agree. I like what you said about and I think sometimes we forget that with characters like Boba Fett. He's this badass character that looks amazing, but it's like, don't forget this guy is a villain, and I think a lot of the times we tend to forget that, and that's okay. Let him be that. And thank you. And another thing Mandalorian said that I really like too is like with the character DinDjarin, he is, and sometimes we forget that he's this anti-hero because and I think even Pedro Pascal has said that in moments where, he will do certain things that are kind of questionable, where you're like, he's a likable guy. You see he has a heart, but then there's these moments where you're like, oh, that seems a little rough on the edge, So good catch on that in terms of the characters. And it's like, like them for who they are, but don't forget, this guy is a bad guy. He's a villain.
Before Grogu, he was very similar to Boba. So
Yeah.
Well, especially like when you look at like the Prison Break episode.
Oh yeah,
his buddy's talking about how he referred to people as target practice, and the Twi'lek that he was with is like talking about how he enjoyed killing people. DinDjarin was a scumbag, at least at some point.
Yeah.
Like,
was there? Can you all? I don't know if you guys can recall, but the episode where Boba Fett and Fennec is like, "Yeah, we're gonna help you get the kid," right?
Oh yeah, yep.
That right there is a little sensitive Boba because he didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah,
it's an honorable thing though.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I feel like Boba was never dishonorable because it was just true. Boba's MO was always, you pay me and I'll do what the hell you want, basically. Whoever's the highest bidder. And you never really got enough of his character to think that he was a dishonorable character. So that kind of was like, it was new, but it was enough to be able to be like, okay, like that's a part of his character then. Yeah. So
Wasn't that episode the tragedy? I
Yes.
also feel like it was definitely an honorable thing because I feel like Boba was like, thank God I didn't wait 30 seconds later to get my stuff because your ship just went kaboom. So look, man, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. I'm gonna help you out because I feel bad.
And did his pulse rifle get demolished in the?
Yes, it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can sell mine essentially.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Well, no, don't get too hasty. If he's king of Mandalore, that dude can buy whatever he wants. You might see him.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not going to be the same model, though. I'm sure he'll upgrade.
They will change the smallest things for a new season.
Yes, just so you have to
and sales. Don't forget.
I hate it.
Hence Spider-Man's 50 suits in every.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, the hype behind the new movie alone is pretty insane. But interesting, man. Oh yeah, I haven't shared my thoughts about the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, I think you guys kind of covered like a lot of what I'm thinking. Again, if this is a one and done thing, it's only the beginning. I've heard a lot of people say things like, they're gonna do the show and then eventually kill him off. I'm like, no, that's stupid. Why would you bring him back and then just kill him off, especially with
again?
Right, again, So I definitely think, and even if you read into what Disney, I look into wording on how they post things. Like if you go on their website, they say this is just the beginning of his journey. So I'm like, okay, that could mean season 2, or that. Obviously, on the flip side, I think it really means, again, this show, The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, all of those things they're leading to something else bigger. And we know that that's coming. We don't know when that is, but we know that bigger event is happening. And I think Boba Fett is it's a placement for bigger things that are going to come to this big, extravagant, climactic event, which is going to be crazy. Aside from that, I think it's going to be a lot of like getting the old gang together, man, for something crazy. So, a lot of you guys mentioned Bosk, and a lot of people want to see the showdown between Cad Bane and Boba. I think this could be a place to do it. And this is one character I would be okay with, because I think it would be creative. Bringing a character into live action and then killing them off would be Cad Bane, because it would be an interesting way to do it. Like, this is his first live action appearance, but we're gonna kill him off. But it's gonna be this badass showdown between the top dogs of bounty hunters. You know what I mean? I would be okay seeing that. What do you think?
The problem with that is Cad Bane's really old already.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to Book of Boba Fett, he'd be like 100 in human years. So, but if they do like a memory of it,
do we know the age like of his species? Do we know?
That species is called Enduros, and basically like their life expectancy is like a maximum of like 80 years.
Okay.
And in Clone Wars, he's already like in his 60s.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, he's already an old
Well,
dude.
they could do like a flashback or something. I hope they do a flashback and include
they can do that
somehow.
I just wanted to polish up what they were gonna do.
What?
So, Clone Wars season 7, they had like they had a Boba Fett versus Cad Bane duel. Yeah. They never finished it though.
Yeah, it never got animated or what. Yeah.
Maybe in the Bad Batch season 2. Maybe.
I hope they bring Django in, like not like but like a flashback of a deeper connection with Boba as a child and his father. So I would like to see that. That'd be
really cool. I would love to see that. I think other than that, man, I don't think I have any other crazy predictions, but I think a lot of you guys kind of touched the main topics for what to expect for the Book of Boba Fett. Other than that, let me I gotta grab everyone's accounts really quick and post them here in the chat. We'll start with let's see. Daniel, what's your name again on TikTok? Why am I blanking out?
Milano Pilot.
Now, Daniel, doesn't he not have the Milano anymore? Isn't it a different ship?
Correct, but I've just ever since I had my PlayStation or like Xbox from 2014, I just called it Milano Pilot, and I could never change it because I'm not paying to change it, and I just loved it. So.
Here, I'm gonna share my screen because I want everybody to get a chance to see everyone's pages, and I'm gonna post your links in the chats below as well. So again, guys, Daniel, you have been great, man. Please go and follow him. I'm gonna post his link here in the chat. So if you guys are on the TikTok, be sure to go and follow him as well. He's got some great stuff. He looks the part of what he does. Handsome guy. And continue to go simp up their pages because these guys like it. They're like, no, don't keep us in that trap, man. We're trying to get out of it. What are you doing?
No, I love it.
No, I'm doing a Boba cosplay next. I'm diving even deeper.
My next one, actually, this weekend, I have a booth at a con with a friend, and I have some Iron Man armor coming in and a custom jacket that I'm kind of the first of its kind. I haven't seen anyone cosplay this version of Tony Stark, so I'm excited to debut that.
Dude, that's awesome! I can't wait to see it. Next up, we got my boy. I was gonna say my bro DeLorean. We got the bro himself, man. Please go and check him out. Also, I'm gonna mention this again because I mentioned it earlier on Bro DeLorean's TikTok page. I believe he has a store there. So he mentioned this earlier. If you guys are interested in, we this is the cool thing about cosplay, guys. You guys get to cosplay your way, and each of these guys here, all of us, there's somebody out there that relates to each of us in your way. So if you want help on building your kit, you love that 3D model stuff, man, and you're like, I want that screen accuracy. Like, that's sexy. I want that. Please go and check him out. He's got some great stuff and will definitely give you some good tips. I think, like, if you guys want tutorials, check him out, please, for sure.
Bro DeLorean, do you actually use the Grade 8 files?
I originally used Grade 8. Now I'm using Andromeda 3D. It's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, okay. Grade 8 is awesome. So if you're making a kit, Grade 8 is super accurate. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just at your page. There it is. All right, and then we got my buddy DinDjarin. Go and check him out. Dak, do you have a store as well?
I do not. I'm mostly trying to grow my Instagram right now, so that's what
gotcha.
that.
Copy that. Well, guys, I posted all of their socials here in the links, so go and check them all out. And again, this is one of those cool. This stream is really special because you have all of these guys that share a couple things in common. We are all major nerds. We all love fitness. We all have a passion for cosplay and a passion for this character DinDjarin, but it's so unique to see different faces that are portraying the same character in their own way. And I hope anyone watching, I hope you guys are inspired and just geeked out as much as we are, because this was really fun. And again, to all of you guys who are here in the stream, Dak, Daniel, Bro DeLorean, you guys are always welcome here on this stream. You guys are definitely part of the Dadalorian family, and I would love to chat with you guys again, especially come the time the Book of Boba Fett comes out, the Mandalorian season 3. Would love to have you guys come back on anytime. So all of my people, please be sure to go and follow them. Their pages are here. And any last thoughts from any of our guests today?
Actually, I do have a question for Bro DeLorean. I think I asked you on one of the Facebook costuming groups how you harnessed your jetpack up.
Okay, so it's actually have a couple videos on it on the TikTok. It's I use a pressure washer harness.
Okay.
And the DinDjarin vest does not need to be altered for it. It can go over it. If you're doing it for your Boba Fett, you'll have to cut slits. But yeah, it's just a pressure washer harness, and I have it over the flight suit but under the flak vest. And the clips come out the back and a little bit of Velcro there, and it stays real good. Keeps the pressure off your shoulders. I do troops with it for hours, and it doesn't bother me.
Okay, cool. Because I wanted to do it with Din, because there's like a ton of research on Boba how to do it. They got the whole jetpack harnesses and stuff like that, so I'm not really worried about that one. But nobody has really come out with anything like clear cut for Din. So and yours seemed like it sits pretty perfect. So I was like, yeah, I want to.
Something else that I do with that to make it be able to get on easier. You can't tell the difference because same with those sets. I wear my vest backwards. Vest backwards, yeah. And everything covers the center piece there, so I can just slip it on like a jacket and already have the harness into it, buckle it up in the front, tighten it, and then zip up my vest. and then I cover it, with the cummerbund and the chest plate, and then whenever the cape hits the top line there's no way you can tell.
Damn. Well, you guys look damn good. All of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Seriously, man. Seriously. And it's just so cool to, again, that's one of the things I love doing in these streams is showing just how big and immersive kind of Star Wars TikTok is, where no one ever has to feel kind of isolated. Like Star Wars TikTok is huge, man. From the cosplayers to people who do lore. I mean, it's ridiculous. So it's always fun. Just I feel that I made some new friends in the corner of a galaxy far, far away. So.
Absolutely.
This didn't even feel like more than 30 minutes to me, at least.
No.
It does
Time flies.
Heck yeah, man. And that's when you're having fun, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm going to bring our stream to a close. Again, please go and follow all of these guys on TikTok. They have some amazing content, especially if you guys are into cosplay, Star Wars, and many other things as well. Be sure to follow all of them. All of their pages are here in the chat. And once this video posts after we're done live streaming, I'll make sure to post you guys the socials and pages in the description as well. So be sure to go give them a follow. And everyone get hyped up for much more Mando stuff to come. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you on the next stream. Bye, guys.
Thanks for
Have a good
having
one.
me on.